matter what you throw at me, you will never ever take my pride. You can kick me and try to keep me down.
Hi John, absolute pleasure being invited into your parents' home. But first I want to say is, what's brought you back to Blighty?
Well, 20 years ago, got married and came here for our honeymoon, so we came back to recreate some of the pictures and stuff and some of the memories we had back then. So yeah, that's why it is. And yeah, I'm lucky to be welcomed back into my parents' home too.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to your missus, obviously. It's a fantastic thing. But I also saw online that you've not only come to see your parents and everything else, you actually went to see one of your very best friends, Matt Hoy.
Yeah.
So what happened then when you guys
got to hang out with Matt in his hometown in Birmingham. Met up with him and his wife, and I think one of his kids, Max, I think it was, we went out with them. And then a couple of nights ago, they came over to Leicester. We toured 247 Studios, and then went out and had a lovely meal and a lot of laughs. So yeah.
So yeah, 247. So that's, you're talking about where Freedom, is that Freedom Studios where we last met last
Correct.
time?
That's where we did the last interview. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, have you done any collaborations with Freedom Studios or anything like that?
I have not. No. But we do a lot of networking.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons why we went down there to introduce Matt to Nameless and show him around and see what else comes out of it. So yeah.
So any plans of you and Matt doing a song together or anything like that?
Well, no, we've not talked about it, but I'd never say no if he offered. But I mean, I don't know what his plans are, but he's a good friend. I like hanging out with him. So, but on the music front, I don't know what his plans are. So.
Do you know what? I must be honest with you. Obviously, you're on Clusterview. You've got a lot of people that support you on Clusterview. You've got a lot of friends on there. You've got Barry Thomas as one as well.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to get your music on others of Barry Thomas's radio station. Barry, forgive me for this, but I don't know when you're going to get Jon Kt's music on there, first and foremost. And as well as that, when are you going to come and do a performance here in the UK? You keep coming, but when are you going to perform?
That's the thing. Just the fact that I do the singing is one thing. I'm not really much of a performer. I've never really put in, a lot of time and thought into that. I think we had this discussion the last time, or somebody else has asked me. I produce tracks and I, write songs and stuff like that. I'd love for Barry to say, "Hey, send me something," but I'll put that to Barry.
That's why I did it today, because I know Barry's, he plays a lot of people's music, but I keep saying to Barry, you've got to support more Clusterview artists. That's what we need from you right now.
Barry's a good guy. I tell you what, Barry, again, through Clusterview, through connections online, Barry reached out, was tagging me in posts or whatever, and then I think he got a Facebook ban for tagging people. So he reached out to me and asked me, "Hey, would you mind sharing this on my page?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So that's how, I'm all up for helping people out or whatever. And that's how the friendships form. So, yeah.
No, you are. You're very well known for that. And you still, since we last seen you, the amount of stuff you put up about giving advice to artists. Do you see any artists take any of that advice at all?
Yeah, I do, actually. Yeah. The thing about it is I'm normally the person they come to after something's gone wrong, and then because of the knowledge I have and the education that I've done on the industry, I don't hold back. I just let them, I give them advice. I don't tell them what to do, but if it works, it works. If they don't follow the advice, maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't want to sound like pompous or anything, but. I think a lot of musicians, and I had this conversation the other day, a lot of artists focus on artistry and creativity, but don't realize that at the end, once you put it out, it actually becomes part of a business thing. And you can't put money into something and expect the money to drop in your lap if you haven't registered it or, done the right things on the business side of things. And it's not the fault of the artist. It's just the industry's changed so much because labels would sign them and give them the people to register their works and do all that stuff for them. All they want them to do is go out and keep the crowd happy and bring the money in. So in this independent artist world, you have to kind of do a bit of everything yourself. So
I get it. And obviously, you definitely know what you're doing because you seem to be getting award after award. I mean, last time I saw you recently had an award, but there was a period when you were getting quite a few consecutive awards, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, in the last few years, it just seems. I mean, I gave up on awards. I mean,
you gave up on awards. Can you actually get to the point where you say, "I've had too many. I don't want"?
No, it's not that I don't mean like give up on them as in. I like them. Don't get me wrong. It's like a validation of your craft, but it's like I don't chase after them. You know what I mean? It's like there are some artists that think that if their song gets an award, that puts them on a different level. I don't look at it that way. I just look at it as an affirmation of somebody liked it, somebody nominated it. And yeah, I just found out this week that I got another one from the U.K. songwriting competition for that song I did about Hey. It was like a diss track, but it was in a polite way, you know, like, hey, don't, you know, mind your business, you know. So, yeah.
Hey, there you go again, trying to mind my business. Ooh, it must be tiring, dreaming of a life you've not lived. Doesn't matter what you throw at me, you will never ever take my pride. You can kick me and try to keep me down, it's never gonna break my stride. You call me Mr. Big Shot, big house, fast car. Ooh, I work for everything that I have. I'm not trying to be a star. I must make you miserable by the choices I have made. My choice, just for you to turn around and ask for a slice of my cake. Hey, there you go again, trying to mind my business. Ooh, it must be tiring, dreaming of a life you've not lived.
You're basically, you know, working with obviously different artists. You produce a lot of people's artist stuff. Now, are you getting awards for your production work with other artists? And
Yes, it's starting to, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, starting to get production. I got Engineer and Producer of the Year 2022, Engineer and Producer of the Year 2021. From Indie Rampage Awards, I got.
Wow.
I just got one for a collaboration I did a remake of Red Red Wine with a female artist.
Amazing.
So just won an award for that. So yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. So okay, so obviously there are new artists coming out all the time, and I see they're making mistakes. But what's the most important advice you'd give to a new artist coming in?
Pay attention to the craft. I mean, and when I say the craft, I don't mean just writing a song and getting it out there and being so anxious to get your song heard and being noticed. Being noticed isn't what sustains you. It's knowing the business side of it that sustains you. I just heard about a band that came out of Leicester and they got signed and it's starting to die off already. They put all the money in and invested in them. But what are they going to do when it all comes to a head, you know? They're going to come out of the stardom owing a record company money. You know, it's like buying a house without having a house. You know, you've had your fun, but you really didn't make anything off of it. So I would pay, if you're an up-and-coming artist, I'd pay more attention to the business side of it. Know what's bringing the revenue in. Everybody's chasing after Spotify numbers. They mean nothing because you're getting paid peanuts. You focus more on like licensing, getting your stuff out there in movies or getting them in a commercial, you know, and I don't mean degrade yourself and put it in a commercial just to get the money, but what I'm saying is there's other revenue streams you can be focusing on. Games, video games, probably one of the biggest earners for music. So
wow,
that's the kind of advice I would give.
Yeah, Brilliant. Well, you know what? Thank you for that. But you know what? You're not only noticed for your music and your creativity. I've seen online you kind of got a bit of a following from just the memes you put out there, the words of wisdom that you share online and stuff like that. So how important is it to you to actually keep putting out those messages of wisdom to people?
Well, I'm actually putting them out there to me. It's for me first. It's for me first, right? If you don't practice what you preach, what's the point of sharing it with other people, right? So I used to say this to my wife. Every time you opened up Facebook, right, I noticed a couple of years ago, it was like everything was negative. I said, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put a positive post up every day. And then a year from now, my memories will come up and I'll see them again. So what people don't realize is the memes that they see today, I've been posting probably for the last 4 years, they're memories that come up. And it just reminds me to stick, to what I believe, like work on me first. But by sharing it, that's me sharing a piece of myself to just motivate somebody else to like, hey man, you might be feeling down, but read this, So, yeah.
Well, someone's got to do that. I mean, it's like
absolutely.
that's why people made songs. People write songs is because they want to pull people up or, pass on their wisdom in some shape or form, be recognised for what they believe and what they think. So it's just another way of doing it. And it's working.
Yeah, it's working. I know. I can put one meme up, a positive speech, positive verse or whatever, and that'll probably be my most liked post on Facebook for that week. And I could write 3 songs and put them up there, and they wouldn't get one like. That's just the industry, But I'm not using Facebook to get people to like my music. That's a subjective thing, anyway. Music is, but yeah.
Great. So you've been here for how long now? How long have you been in the UK for?
About 21 days.
21 days. Okay. So where's the most memorable place you've been so far?
Well, we've been to Scotland to see family up there. Buxton, Derbyshire.
You did bump into Trump when you were there, were you?
No, I actually missed him. Yeah. We did know he was there, though.
At his golf course?
Yeah. But we were hopefully on the other side of the tracks for that. I don't like a crowd. I don't like a crowd.
Yeah, I didn't know which. I'm not saying which side of the fence anyone leans on, but I didn't want to promote or say anything negative to anyone either side of the fence. To be fair.
No, absolutely no. Yeah, no, we did not bump into him while he was here. I don't know where his golf course is actually, but we went to Edinburgh, I believe. And then we went to Buxton, Derbyshire, which is where I was born. Like we said, we were recreating some of our honeymoon pictures so we can go back and look at 20-year difference. And then we went up north to Barnsley to meet up some more family. Went to Birmingham, showed my wife around Birmingham for a bit. That's where we met with Matt and his family. And then, yeah.
Brilliant.
It's been a busy couple of weeks.
Any music? Did you go and see any artists or go and see live music?
No. I've been driving around all this way. I mean, I've heard some cool music on the radio. That's something that I look forward to when I come over because it's totally different scene over here. That I kind of like listening to British music, and I say that it's kind of underground in the US. A lot of US music is over here, but we don't get all of the UK music over there. So it's kind of nice and refreshing to hear some melodic pop songs on the radio sometimes,
Yeah, but you are British, but you probably might consider yourself to be more American now.
Well, I don't know where I fit in. I've been in Scotland and told I'm not from around here. And it's kind of funny. It's like, well, I actually was born just down the road, and it's like, well, you don't sound like you are. But then, I'll go back over there, and they'll say, wow, you sound like you've been back home. So.
No, I've got to say we're happy to have you here. I mean, obviously it's nice. It's great that obviously you've not forgotten your British roots, and you come in here. You love the music and stuff. I'd like to ask you what's the best British band that you've heard recently? That'd be nice to hear.
That would be nice to hear because I don't even know some of the bands. You know, when you hear them on
Yeah.
the radio, they never say the band names anymore. That's the thing.
What was your favourite, when you were here, what was your favourite band?
I don't know. I think...
You used to, because I know you're definitely into ska music. You're into...
Yeah, I am. But what I've noticed is because the radio doesn't say who the artist is that's performing, right? They take it that you're going to read it while you're driving on that flat screen. I've actually rekindled a love for some of the old stuff, like Travis.
Oh yeah,
You know, that kind of stuff.
Of course.
That was, I've kind of come home and get YouTube out on them, you know. So I would have to say more of a rekindling than a new band, you know what I mean? So I just love music. It doesn't matter what it is.
Okay, brilliant.
So-
Well, you're going to obviously miss some of the people, some of your fans and supporters in the UK. You probably won't get a chance to see them because you're obviously going to be out doing lots of wonderful stuff. But, you know, can you give a big shout out to some of them?
Yeah, I give a shout out to Barry Thomas. He's always been supportive. Matt Baker. He's a great guy. He's a great artist. You should check him out too. I should have shouted him out earlier when you asked me my favorite band, because some of the stuff that he's putting out is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very creative dude.
Yeah. A shout out to Matt Hoy, Paula, and family. Thanks for the wonderful time while we've been over here. To my parents for letting me stay in my old room. And to my lovely wife, because without her, we wouldn't be here doing our 20th anniversary tour. So, and I want to give a shout out to you too for coming all the way here, Mark-Anthony, my friend.
It was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
You should come to London, though. Definitely come to London. I can give you a good time out there, you know?
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, it'd be great. Next time you come down, come to London.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Everyone, thank you so much, man. You know, it's Jon Kt from the US, here in the UK, and we're so happy to see him. And yeah, once again, getting some of his like mentions and stuff and for everybody he considers, and also just some words of wisdom from him. You know, it's great to have it. So thanks so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Jon Kt.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Clusterview.